Mike, this is going to tidy up, isn't it? With just a bit of sandblasting. You can get this going again, can't you?
It's like a Jaguar, rusted out.
You're probably thinking I got rid of one like it was in better condition than this.
I think you got rid of one. Definitely the one you had was slightly better than this, but
this looks a lot worse.
This is a much nicer colour, Jewish racing gold.
That's just what Grace said. She said she couldn't wait to get a gold car. She's already named it Goldilocks. So it's got no steering wheel, two flat tyres at the front.
Yeah. Flat tyre, that was easy to get on the train.
You've just doubled the value of this car by putting on that tyre and putting on a Pirelli one. This is the spare from one of our other SLs. We couldn't move this car because the tyres were so flat. So we're going to trail it on and then hopefully get it into our garage. So my job is to get 4 SLs in this garage and that little Fiat 500, and this is how I plan to do it. Basically, my garage isn't high enough to get this car up all the way to get one of the SLs under the ramp. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the parts car under there, and I'm just going to chop the windscreen. There's got no windscreen, but I'm going to chop these posts here and then push the car right under. The bodywork is so knackered on that car that I don't think it matters one iota if I actually chop a bit off to make it fit. So that's what we're going to do.
The chunky normally buys.
Look, you all think I'm mad, don't you? But I can tell you there's some very valuable bits on this car that I'm going to need.
There's gold in them there hills.
There's gold. And plus Grace loves colour gold. What's not to like about it?
Yeah. Barley, of course.
She's called it the Golden Stallion, I think. I just realised that by putting in these extension bars here, I might just be able to get enough space to push that underneath, because I can just jack the front of this ramp up, tilt the car backwards. Because there's no roof on that car, I think we might be able to push that underneath. Now unfortunately all my muscle is gone, so I'm going to have to try and do it by myself. That took absolutely hours to single-handedly manoeuvre that car under that ramp, and we've got millimeters to spare at the end there. We didn't actually have to cut off anything off the car, which is nice. I think I've left myself enough room here to get the car in. These hydraulic trolley jacks have been absolutely amazing, and I'll leave a link to where we got those from, because without them we couldn't have done it. Everybody who's seen this car thinks I'm completely mad, but let me just give you an example. This little piece of chrome here is missing from the other car. We're going to need that. Things like the this little piece of trim here is missing, and the bits that go underneath it. The door cards, we're going to need the door cards. We're probably going to need we're going to need both seats out of this car as well, actually, because the seats in that car are completely wrong. So there are plenty, trust me, plenty of really expensive bits that we need from this car, and it'll be our job over the next year or two, or however long it takes, to slowly but surely rebuild this car, somehow connect the engine back up, try and get the right gearbox in the car. At the moment it's got an automatic gearbox in there, should be a manual, and that will be the subject of the next series of videos, taking this car to pieces and transplanting the bits to this car. He's tipping it down here in Bristol, but we've done it. We've managed to get all of our SLs into this garage. It's time to go and have a cup of tea or a pint of lager. We got a couple of those trolley jacks off these guys here, Moto Seamus. We've used them before. They really deliver really quickly. They're not particularly cheap. They cost us £75 each, but I tell you what, we could not have manoeuvred that car into that tight space without them. So if you've got a really narrow garage, getting 4 of these would potentially allow you to slot a car in there. Definitely recommend them.